Okay, hola, me llamo Señor Yegi y soy profesor de Español 1 y 2. Bienvenidos a mi clase Español. I just said my name's Mr. Yegi. Welcome to my classroom. I'm the teacher of Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 right now. I'm assuming that I will be your teacher next year. We'll be excited to have you next year. Some of the things that we do in Spanish class, first of all, we have a 4-year program. So if you're interested in taking our class, it does go through a sequencing of Spanish 1, 2, 3, and 4. We would start with Spanish 1, and we do have a book series called Auténtico, which is a pretty new series. It contains basically everything you can think of, from listening activities to reading to writing to also videos and things online. We also have an online textbook program that goes with it. But we're focused next year on vocabulary. We spend a lot of time just learning the basic vocab, conversational Spanish, as well as we do a lot of cultural activities, everything from the holidays and comparing the differences and similarities that we have to the people that speak the Spanish language. Some of the things that we would study that you may have heard of is Day of the Dead. Maybe you've seen something with Day of the Dead. Cinco de Mayo is another holiday, and as well as how they celebrate Christmas in Mexico. But we do many other activities. We do linguistics, history, geography, art, and artists. So there's all kinds of things that we cover kind of holistically with the learning the culture of the people that speak the language. So that's the type of stuff that we do. Hopefully you're interested. If you would, like to go on to college, a lot of times they encourage that you get at least 2 years of Spanish in. So good time to start either your freshman or sophomore year to get those 2 years in. If you start earlier, of course, you can get more Spanish in as well. We also have a club, Spanish club, that does a lot of activities. This year's a little bit different. We're trying to do some things like this Friday. We have a Jersey Day. We're trying to be creative and come up with some things. But in the past, we've done things like museum trips, restaurant trips, movie nights, working on the dances and of the foreign languages. So we've done a lot of different things. So if you have interest in the club, we encourage you to join our club as well. So that's basically it. And if you have any questions, sure, you can contact me and email me at tyegi@senecahs.org. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mr. Walsh, and I am going to be talking to you guys today about the social science courses here at Seneca High School. For freshmen, you can focus on, to begin with, these first 3 classes that you can find in your registration guide. These are the ones that are available to you as you come in next year as a freshman. I'll start here with Human Geography and World History. These are both semester-long courses, so they only last for the semester. If you take Human Geography as an example, first semester, when you are done with that, you will replace it with something else in your second semester, maybe from the tech department or an ag class or something along those lines. Same with World History, just as Human Geography. Just to talk about those courses a little bit, Human Geography is probably a class you have never heard of. You've probably heard of geography in some shape or form, studying about the Earth and our planet, but maybe not a human geography class. Human geography, we focus strictly on people and their interactions, whether they're interactions with each other and other human beings on this planet. As an example, talking about culture a lot, talking about language and religion and how those interactions take place, but also talking about just migration and how people move and how they interact as a result of that. We will also talk about then how humans have patterns across the world as well. Like, where do the most people live in the world? Where are the most number of Muslims in the world? Where are certain groups of people migrating? Why are they migrating there? And different patterns like that as well we would focus on if you chose to take Human Geography. Shifting over to World History now, this is probably more of kind of the history idea that you think of when you think of social science classes. But in many cases, in your middle school and your grade school years, you probably got U.S. history throughout those times, and you might not have learned much about the history of the world. You will be taking, if you take world history, we will be learning all about the world and kind of their interactions over time, as well as we kind of focus around a couple different major topics and then fit in large historical context within them, such as different types of government throughout history and some examples there. But we do a lot of different historical world analysis in that class. That class is often co-taught as well, so you would have me and Mr. Derber in that as well, but it might also be the case for human geography depending on the situation. Kind of the big differences between this class I would look to understand is human geography, we focus on things happening now. We focus on kind of what's going on in the world today, the geographic patterns, the cultural analysis of different things. Where world history, we're looking at these past events, and you can kind of see that in these goals that are listed out here, that you're able to relate these past events to present events. But in reality, we're really focusing on that history aspect and learning how about historical events and what they have occurred in the past. Let's shift over to kind of the last option if you choose not to take a human geography class or world history as a freshman. There is this third option available to freshmen. This would be for more students that might be college bound or might looking to take kind of a more challenging course, and this will be AP Human Geography that's listed right here. As it says, it's weighted, which Ms. Holman and Mr. Jackson will talk to you more about that at some point, but that tells you right there in itself it is going to be a harder class. You also generally are recommended for that class due to kind of your English test scores and things along those lines. But if you believe you can do it, you can also have just the approval of us allowing you to do it. So what is this class? What makes it different? What makes it more difficult? It is by AP, which is run by the College Board. You might know the College Board because they run SATs and things like that. But they are the ones that run this class, and it is basically a year-long course. There is a test at the end of the course, and depending how you do on that test is dependent on your college credit. So in AP Human Geography, you could acquire college credit as a freshman in high school, which I think is a pretty great opportunity to do. Again, just like the regular Human Geography course, in AP Human Geography, we focus on humans today, their patterns, and kind of their interactions and the processes that they take place. It kind of lists out here, if you take a look in here, it lists out some very specific things, just as we would in regular human geography. We talk about population and migration. We talk about culture. But in AP Human, we also get into some much more in-depth kind of current geography topics about the world, such as like political patterns. Why are borders the way they are throughout the world? Are borders changing? How many countries are there? Why do those countries exist? But also we get into topics such as how do rural areas use their land as opposed to, if you come down here, urban areas. And then we kind of wrap up talking about industry, talking about economic development, and that type of thing. Just to end here, if you ever have any questions, please feel free. Again, my name is Mr. Walsh. Please feel free to reach out to me, reach out to Mr. Adams or Mr. Welsh, the other two social science teachers, as well as Mrs. Holman or Mr. Jackson if you have any questions. I look forward to meeting some of you guys. Unfortunately, couldn't meet in person this year, but I look forward to meeting you guys as you become members of Seneca High School.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Reed. I am the Family Consumer Science teacher here at Seneca High School, and I am here to talk to you about the course that I offer for you next year, Intro to Family and Consumer Science. We cover many things in this course, and the reason I chose this profession is because you can never say, when will I use this? Everything that we do in the class is real life and pertains to your future and your current life, so you always take lots away from it. My course is project-based. We do a lot of hands-on activities, a lot of research on different things. We usually begin the school year with food and nutrition. We'll go over different types of nutrition, your nutrition, how you can eat better and get healthy. We go over different diets, fad diets that are going on right now, like the keto and Atkins and Weight Watchers and things like that. You learn about all of that. And we talk about fast food because we know that's part of a lot of people's life and how to make smart choices. And you also get to go into the lab. So you get to do a little bit of cooking, learn how to read a recipe, learn about safety and sanitation, learn how to measure. And this is going to prep you for culinary as a senior. You don't have to take intro to take culinary, but at least it introduces you into the kitchen a little bit. You're also required to be cooking at home. So that will be something fun to do. Second quarter, we go into child development. And this is a prereq if you want to take early childhood education next year. So if this is something, if you want to be part of our preschool program as a sophomore or junior or senior, then you do need to take Intro to Family Consumer Science as a freshman, because we go over preschool development, we go over importance of play, child guidance, you even get certified in American Red Cross training. And why would you want to take early childhood as a sophomore? Well, if you want to work with kids in any way, this is the class for you. Whether you want to be a teacher or in the medical field or even a parent someday, this is going to prepare you for that. So it's good for anyone that wants to work with children, but you do need to take Intro to FACS your freshman year to be part of ECE. ECE offers college credit, it offers certifications, and it also offers American Sign Language. So there's a huge plus to taking the early childhood education program. Next, we cover fashion. We have lots of projects with lots of new information. We go over the history of fashion. You get to create your own line of clothing, do sketches. Even if you're not an artist, it still works and you'll still have fun with it. How fashion in the film leads to what we wear, you'll figure that out. You'll learn about different fashion designers and how they influence us, and also different careers that you could take part in fashion. So lots of fun new information about fashion in that unit. Lastly, we're going to cover mental health and wellness. This is a big thing that everyone needs to know about, everyone needs to be aware about, and we go over a lot of how to handle stress, how to take care of yourself. Once you get to high school, things do get a little harder. So you're under a little bit more stress, and we want to help you out with that. You learn how to build character in yourself and others, community service projects. We talk about bullying, and also just how to be a person, how to, fill out a form, how to, write a letter to somebody who isn't feeling well, or write a thank you letter. So there's a lot of important things in there in that section. The last thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is FCCLA. This is the club that's associated with Intro to FACS. Being part of my course or my department, you will be part of FCCLA, and you'll have lots of opportunities. Everything is done in class, unless you choose to take part in some of the things that we do outside of class. But we do hoodie fundraisers, we do bake sales, sometimes we bake for other people, we host the mom and son night, the daddy-daughter dance. There's lots of things that go on, but a lot of it is community service, a lot of it is giving to others. So it's a great thing to be a part of. So I hope to see all of you sign up for my course, and can't wait to have you at Seneca High School next year.